we could say.
Yeah, it's been really interesting because even through as early as pools and top 34, the top 32, we've had some crazy upsets, some crazy losers runs, and we said it was a typical winners finals, but actually we've got a slightly different character than maybe we were all expecting. MazeBeans on the Banjo.
We, instead of seeing a resident from the Minecraft terrain, it is someone from Spiral Mountain. Yeah, obviously MazeBeans, the Banjo is always there. Obviously, Steve's a better character, and his tried and true. But the Banjo is no joke whatsoever, so we'll see if maybe this can do something towards Sonic. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those matchups where that egg grenade and the trajectory that it bounces around can be really difficult to get around if you're not used to it. But the fact that Peli has already dashed forward, grabbed that egg grenade and threw it back, shows that Peli has got some level of proficiency.
Oh, he's on another level right now.
Really is. And all of those sets, you've got to remember, the best Banjo, arguably in the world, Owl Babies, has historically been struggling against Peli. Peli is really excellent at this matchup, and if you're beating the best player in the world of this character consistently, then it's going to be really hard for MazeBeans to show, you know, has he got something different in the back pocket?
It's looking very hard indeed right now. Unfortunately, the air dodge. Oh gosh. Okay, well either way, overkill, double kill, whatever you want to call it. Peli all over MazeBeans in that ledge situation there. Crazy stuff.
I did wonder whether it was going to be. It looked like Peli saved him for a second.
Yeah,
it was like, you know what? Actually, you die when I say that.
When I decide.
so good from Peli, and this is the thing. You know, it's tried and true. Tale as old as time. Sonic with a lead is one of the scariest and most difficult characters to deal with across the entirety of Ultimate, and MazeBeans is really going to have to find something. Of course, you know.
Yeah, he's looking for something right now.
Yeah, it's so scary, and the lead is not getting out of control too much here, but it definitely feels like Peli grabbed the pace of the match in those first 10 seconds and is just refusing to let go.
Peli, you know, he's like an impenetrable fortress at times, especially with a lead. It's really hard to get back into it. But these guys have had nail-biter sets in the past, so.
Yeah, you can see Peli already showing it right here, not afraid to just hang back, slow the pace down a little bit, and make MazeBeans come to him, collect that data. It's going to be so vital for the Wonder Wing.
One side B gets beaten out by another.
It really does. Peli has that excellent side B, and Maze is like, hey, I've got one of those.
Yeah, mine's invincible. I mean, Sonic's is at parts too. But that Wonder Wing clearing out that spin dash startup. 2 stocks apiece now, but 83% down and climbing for MazeBeans. Oh, hang on, what?
Oh my goodness.
If he was a bit high percent, we might have seen the one-time Banjo up air killing, but not on this occasion. Instead, Banjo will be the one dying instead.
Yeah, Peli it's really jarring for Peli's opponents because Peli is such a patient player.
Yes.
But then when it comes to the edge guards, he is utterly ruthless at how deep he will go to secure that stock. And if you're not used to it, you can die ridiculously early. So good from Peli so far, and has extended on that lead a little bit more than we saw in that first stock as well, trying to get that rapid jab going, but Peli not having any of it so far, just holding on to that spin dash, waiting for MazeBeans to blink, but Blink is staring death in the face at the moment.
Using the iframes to get through the grenade there. Got a down throw, and a lot of stage control for Peli.
It's really dangerous right now. Thankfully, the egg grenade, excellent catch there.
Oh, and the grenade again, but that Wonder Wing's not going to hit its mark.
Yeah, no punish, but it's still a very limited resource, particularly when you're this far behind. And Peli has only got 2 to worry about at this point, and the back air sending him all the way off at the last.
Just slightly too early there.
Yeah, those little lingering bits of invincibility on the side B, and now MazeBeans with 1 Wonder Wing left and a dream, but Kalos being the double-edged sword that it has been, and yeah, you got to be so careful with the drag down multi-hits because you think you need to tech.
You didn't get the last hit, so no tech was required there. That is going to be an air dodge to death. We find ourselves at 1 stock apiece here, but 150 on the bear and the bird. It's looking rough for MazeBeans, but he's fighting back. But, oh, no kill confirmed right there. But a big old back air, tried and true, going to seal out the first game.
Yeah, just throwing out that back air on the way down from the side platform just to ensure the safety of the move. And it's really, really hard because going back to comparing it to, let's say, Owl Babies' Banjo, the one thing that's really notable about Owl's Banjo is that Wonder Wing is only used 1 for recoveries and 2 for hard reads and really early kills.
Right.
And that's the thing with that situation with MazeBeans there, where you don't have that resource to get you that early stock. We've seen Owl go for like the Wonder Wings away from the stage, catching people at like 40%.
Yeah, right on the inside, yeah.
Maze used the Wonder Wings a couple of times, most for recovery, but certainly in those situations. And in that last stock, it meant that the comeback was even worse. And I feel like MazeBeans tried it out. He's been doing well with it.
It's doing all right, but here we go. Perhaps the main cause now, the Scottish Steve, no less, of course.
Absolutely. Interesting to say, not the last Scot in bracket as well. Scotland have been turning up today, but MazeBeans as well. It is worth noting, MCQ 8 champion as well.
Yeah, he won the last one.
The first big major that MazeBeans had won. So if he could make make the double happen, it would be an excellent boost of confidence.
That'd be a crazy
and another
accomplish.
Yeah, another insane accolade resume that he has built up over the years.
Here we go. Just half a minute into this game here. Looked like MazeBeans was cooking off stage a little bit there, but Peli keeps his cool and managed to get back on as he tries to build up some momentum himself. Tries to get a cheeky F smash in there, but not quite.
Yeah, I'm loving the single blocks that are preventing Peli from using that spin.
Yeah, getting along the floor. What? Oh my gosh! They're both F smashing either side of the block. Jeez.
I was going to say, Peli's like, hey, I can do that as well. Check this out. Both of them just going back and forth. And it's really interesting because you would think just from looking at the percents that this was a really, really even game. But look at the lack of resources.
Yeah, there's nothing in that bar except for a bit of dirt. You got a little bit of mining and a bit of gold, but MazeBeans perhaps trying to catch a landing there on Sonic. Obviously, catching a landing on Sonic is one of the key things you want to look out for against him. But MazeBeans finds himself in a precarious situation right now, but back to neutral. A dash attack through the blocks, tries to get a scoop. We're spot dodging, we're F smashing, but no one's dying until that back out.
Finally getting that stock. And now MazeBeans has got a lot of those resources back. Certainly the tools are now back. We did see the sword perish just before MazeBeans did, but now got all of those tools back and on deck. But even then, oh my goodness,
Peli. Very deep off. Oh, nice. The early air dodge back after the up B. Very good recovery from Peli.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Steve is one of those matchups where, like, obviously is very prominent in the current meta. And if you're taking the game as seriously as somebody like Peli is, he would have done so much homework, studied so much for this matchup alone. Especially when you've got somebody as prominent as MazeBeans. Like, this isn't your 2-2-3-2 player that has picked up Steve and is doing quite well with it. This is the creme de la creme of Steve. And honestly, one of the best players in Europe, as we've seen with
one of, if not the best European Steve. Absolutely insane player, but he's getting a bit of pressure put on him right now. Peli waiting to release the spin charge at the right time.
Yeah, we can see just these stones being a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Break forcing Peli to really mix up his momentum when trying to get in on Steve. And MazeBeans has definitely got this game plan. It is get away from the blue hedgehog as fast as the minecart will take me. You know, going from side to side to side, just to try and get as many resources. He'd been losing them really quickly in that first stop.
Yeah, he was.
And I feel like MazeBeans is taking that extra little bit of effort to make sure that they're getting as many resources as they can, because otherwise you're a bit of a sitting duck against Sonic.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Trying to F-smash through the blocks once more. Oh, but an F-smash anti-air, basically. What a call-out from MazeBeans there. 2 stocks apiece now. 65%. This is just a simple up-tilt combo, Joycey, to get back into this.
Yeah, this really is, you know, we call it around here the Steve tax, and it looks like Peli is due to pay right now. Yeah, I was going to say, using some of Steve's tricks on his own, you know, breaking those blocks to get rid of that lag on normally quite laggy moves, maybe trying to bait MazeBeans into an option, thinking that he could punish, but I feel like MazeBeans, again, that game plan of getting those resources is the bigger priority right now.
Yeah, it is for sure. You can just see setting the tent and everything. It creates an interesting scenario, because obviously Peli and his Sonic has the lead, but it's like, oh, I need a kind of approach to stop the mining, but I also, like, I had the lead, come to me, but you're getting the diamonds, you're getting the materials, and then the crowd goes off.
It's really, really interesting to see that MazeBeans is rebuilding these diamond tools when he's already got diamond. Maybe, again, that game plan that we've mentioned 2 or 3 times already of getting those resources, maybe he wants that pickaxe to come back.
Yeah.
But certainly, it seems a little bit odd that at 85, 90% here, that you would use that diamond once again to just replenish your tools instead of saving it for that last stock. Because diamond does go away between stocks.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But as we see, these guys have barely touched each other in the past 30 seconds or so. As Peli air smashes some blocks, gets trapped in the minecart, eats a forward air. No anvil. Back air on the regular get up attempted.
Yeah, and it's really, really interesting because in terms of Peli's gameplay, and particularly when he's going into like, I really, really need to win here, Peli is known for slowing down that pace and forcing the tempo to be in his favor. But it feels like MazeBeans is just taking it that one step further. It's really slowed the game down. We're less than 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
And yet, it feels like the onus has been on Peli to approach. Excellent, excellent parry there. And using that invincibility as well to just go straight through the minecart.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, they're so delicate right now. You can just feel the tension between these 2 characters, just making sure that every hit matters right now, just about avoiding that back air.
Oh my gosh, no sour nair into up smash. But the down smash not going to take it, center stage. Tries to get it on the regular get up. Not going to happen.
0.6% in this right now, but Peli retaliating with that forward tilt a little bit. An unorthodox option, no tech.
Electra trades.
The down tilt not quite doing it just yet. Peli's got some options, but
no jump maybe?
SD's instead.
And suddenly through all that crazy second stock, Peli's second stock is the one that falls. But as I say that, so does MazeBeans'
dead.
1 stock apiece.
Dead even with
It's
less
50
than a
seconds
minute
left.
on the clock. This is truly, and
This is timeout city, baby.
yeah, absolutely. I don't feel like either of these players are going to be going for like the kill in the traditional sense. But the thing is, it's much scarier for Peli at this point because with diamond tools, you get hit by that 1 up tilt.
Yeah, he's
You've
looking
suddenly
for it
got a
right now.
60% deficit to bring back 43%. Not quite getting anything more off it, but Peli trying to get something started here. Gets nothing more off of the up air. 20 seconds left on the clock.
20 seconds remaining. Everyone watching at home, I have no idea. Can Peli get a few more hits in or will MazeBeans run away with it?
And this is where it gets really, really scary as well, because even if like
Parry! Oh, he...
Thing is,
up throw!
yeah, and in the last stop, last hit situations, 5 seconds on the clock, it's going to be so hard for Peli to get the kill. And doesn't manage to get it. 12% in it, and MazeBeans claws that game too. Oh my goodness.
Wow. What an absolute battle of attrition that was.
Really, really great stuff from MazeBeans. Almost taking Peli's game plan and working it in his own way to create that win condition.
Yeah.
And what was really interesting to note was that, when we talk a lot about like those timeout situations, we see it's like, last stock 100%.
Yeah,
And it's
not that time.
Yeah, so much scarier. But what it means for Peli and MazeBeans is that realistically, you're not going to get those like really, really early kills at like, 30, 40%. Because realistically, with both these characters, that doesn't tend to happen bar like really extreme situations.
Yeah.
So
like
MazeBeans almost had that like layer of security, knowing that like, right, well, I'm at 0%. And I've got a minute left. If I can get this lead, there's no way Peli is going to, for lack of a better term, cheese me out of this.
Yeah. Because like you say, obviously early stocks aren't necessarily going to be taken unless you get like a diamond F smash read or something. But like both these characters build damage up so well. Perhaps Steve with diamonds just edges out in that particular area just a bit more. So in that scenario, all the beans are in Maze's favor.
Absolutely. And we're seeing here that Peli has taken a little bit of a slight lead at the moment. And again, if MazeBeans can get these resources, it's still going to be down to MazeBeans to start approaching at this point. And I feel like Peli has definitely got a good idea on what the game plan was in Game 2 and is already making those adjustments in this Game 3.
Yeah, obviously, Peli once again with a lead. But obviously these guys, they're so neck and neck. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to time once more.
Yeah, it really, really is. Peli making a statement at the moment. Over 80% difference between both of these players. And again, we've seen it time and time again. The bar at the bottom is looking not too empty at the moment, but certainly I feel like MazeBeans is using his resources maybe a little bit more than he's used to.
Yeah, as we see, obviously there's a little bit of iron on deck. We see a gold combo going on right now, but gonna up his string right out of there as Peli just comes out relatively unscathed.
Yeah, Sonic having that almost ejector seat to get out of those situations means if your
Oh,
combos aren't airtight.
into an up smash.
But speaking of airtight combos, MazeBeans, he's got that down. And again, it's so scary. It feels like every time Peli gets an ounce of momentum, MazeBeans just takes it for himself.
He just suddenly just swing the tides into his favor. There's just a random forward air spike bounce into an up smash, seemingly out of nowhere. That was such a good play by MazeBeans, but as we see Peli trying to even up the stocks right now, the back air chasing the up B on the stage. Forward air is still not going to take it.
Wow, no rage on the Sonic means that forward air going to kill, but MazeBeans trying to get a little bit cheeky with that recovery.
Yeah.
Falling to his doom, but at 164%, it's not really the end of the world with that.
No, not at all. Could have lived a bit longer, of course, but Peli going to be very happy about that either way.
And now MazeBeans
are.
has got those diamond tools and is going to be looking to get Peli to pay that Steve tax. MazeBeans is the tax man, and Peli,
pay your taxes.
He really is looking like he owes a bit of money to Scottish Terror right now. But we can see almost a mirroring of the start of the game here, but just with a stock down. MazeBeans in the corner, getting those resources, trying to make sure that he's got the right tools to take on Sonic, and Peli just really trying to mix up those timings on approaches.
Yeah, he's being really safe with his approaches as well. They've not really been punished, honestly. Even though they've missed, he's come out unscathed, so let's see if he can get something going right now. Gets a nair, but it's actually MazeBeans with a slight deficit. But he's happy to mine, because he knows eventually that he can get that damage in.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting dynamic at the moment. It feels like they're both evenly matched in that MazeBeans is able to get those resources, but in the same vein, Peli is scaring him enough where sort of goes back to that base level of resources and then runs away again, and it's sort of rinsing and repeating, but it feels like MazeBeans with that little bit of tax, he was like, you know what, you got a bit of a tax rebate, but you still got to take 50. And now MazeBeans has got that lead, and now Peli no longer approaches a mix-up, it's a necessity, but what a tech as well from MazeBeans. Just both of these players playing at full throttle right now.
These guys trading and displaying a lot of big hits, especially during these blocks. A lot of good techs going on as well. But my gosh, no one's dead quite yet on the second stock. But a high side B gets out the diamond back air. Wow, what a call out.
Yeah, and in the grand scheme of things, that's such an early stock as well. MazeBeans on that first stock didn't die till 160%. MazeBeans has still got half a life left in him. And again, the tax
40%.
rebate compared to normal Steve, but 40% is still nothing to be ashamed of.
Gonna see a back throw here. Can Peli get rid of this stock before things look too dire for him?
See, once again, the clock is beginning to run a little bit lower here, trying to end it all with a forward smash. We saw the glint in the sword and the glint in the eye, but not much coming of it, thanks to Peli's great reactions in that situation. And once again, Diamond is on deck here. The back air finally going to seal it. The tried and true, you know it, you love it. The nicest back air you're going to see in this winners finals here. And Peli has got a bit of a mountain to climb right now, particularly with the ridiculousness that is Steve's damage output.
Yeah, that damage output is no joke whatsoever, but neither is Peli. He's trying to get something cooking here, but that back air just finds its mark, and it kind of stops at the momentum that Peli was perhaps trying to build back here. Oh, they were both F-smashing there, I swear, but Peli's comes out first. Oh boy, MazeBeans still looking for that F-smash. It feels so, like, relatively risk-free throwing out, well, either of these characters' F-smashes, honestly.
Yeah, I think certainly for MazeBeans it's risk-free, and it makes Peli think twice about those situations where he can approach, because he's been doing a lot of dashing towards the blocks, using those safe moves to break it, and for the most part, MazeBeans has been pretty okay with it. But in this situation where it's like, okay, well, I can just forward smash through and you can just die. Now Peli's got to think twice. You can see right there, like the max But we can see a timeout situation potentially on the horizon, but very much different. The neutral's going to have to be so much more delicate
right now. Oh, brilliantly placed back air. Only going to grunt himself getting the sour spot. Oh, F-smashing the wrong way, perhaps.
That could have been game 3 in a nutshell right there. But now 1 minute left on the clock. Peli just allowing him to get those two and just approaches at the wrong time. MazeBeans was ready for it. 2-1 to MazeBeans right now.
That was really... I'm not sure if Peli knew those blocks were there because he spin dashed right into MazeBeans, and the blocks were behind Maze, blocking Peli, and Maze was just like, well, you're kind of trapped. Up smash.
Yeah. It is so difficult, particularly when, like, obviously the main option for Sonic to get out is jumping out of that spin dash as well. And I feel like maybe MazeBeans was keeping that in the back pocket, knowing that, you know, when Sonic's zipping left and right and over you as well, when you've got that big hitbox that is the up smash, you are able to use it. We are going straight back to Stadium as well. What do you reckon about this pick? Do you think it's like, do you feel like maybe a different counter pick for Peli might be a bit more beneficial here?
Perhaps. I mean, I don't know. I'm no Sonic aficionado, but I feel like sometimes you want to. Maybe it's hard because I was about to say like maybe you want a smaller stage so you can stop. Perhaps MazeBeans throw him off his game plan a little bit, like like stuff him like right there. But it's hard because Steve can scrap as well as the next bloke, so it's really hard to say honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is really difficult that Steve has almost got the real extreme strength of both like those brawler-type characters that are really frame data and can scrap a bit, but the same is like, not necessarily like a projectile character, but certainly those setup characters that are really good at, setting up these really difficult situations that players are going to like have that exclusive counterplay to. But this is where things get really scary.
Peli's getting burnt to an absolute crisp right now. As he's like, what, 2 down smashes, a couple of down tilts into a 1 final down smash.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking like a very singed hedgehog right now. And this is a very good lead for MazeBeans, and this is something that we really haven't been seeing. Even in the games that MazeBeans has won, he has come back from a deficit. We've been really speaking about how MazeBeans has been like taking the pace of the game in his control the vast majority of the time. But now it's really interesting because MazeBeans can now, instead of being like, well, I'm going to run like this and pray that Peli follows along, and saying, actually, you need to be at my pace right now because
down smash, interesting.
Yeah, you're a 60.
Oh, what a backer.
Boot to the face, and off goes MazeBeans into the right-hand side. Blast zone there. And now, once again, just using a lot of these resources. You see a lot more brick and stone on this stage in particular, which means that it's going to take a little bit longer to mine and a little bit more time to use those resources and a little bit more time to get them back as well.
It is indeed. It's interesting to say, because I feel like moments, he still has the lead, but moments ago when he had that like really big lead, that was kind of the first time he had a massive lead in this set, if I'm not mistaken. So it is interesting to see the dynamic between approaching and asserting your game plan when you have the lead.
Yeah, I think it can be a little bit jarring for players when they're so used to playing in a certain way when they're behind that almost when you're ahead, you start almost doubting that.
Yeah,
like, hang on, I should change something up because now I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, you really just need to stick to your game plan because that is what put you in that situation.
Very true. As we can see, obviously, Maze. Oh, jeez, dash attack nearly taking it. But yeah, but obviously, placing those blocks and mining behind them. Game plan is in set. Looking for an F smash there from the block. I feel like it looked like Peli kind of bounced off the block there. Spin dash potentially. Forward throw into the block. No conversion off it though.
Yeah, and MazeBeans reacting to that charging of the spin dash and just putting a block a little bit above the stage, just say, I'm just disengaging.
Yeah,
There is no mix-up, Peli.
Oh,
I'm just going to stand here. You're going to have to deal with it. And Peli living to a...
Oh, you're dead? Yeah, just about, okay. For a second there, I thought you missed the punish, but that homing attack, when it misses and you land on the ground, that is a lot of lag.
Where things get really scary, but really stunning SDI there from Peli just getting out of those up tilt combos, only taking 33%. And that's a truly terrifying part about Steve.
Only
33. Only.
Yeah.
Front of 33% just goes to show the just ridiculous levels of damage output that this character has. And Peli has no fear of these F smashes. That is the third time in a row that Peli says, I do not fear the weapons that you have got. And I want to take this to a game 5. And we're going to see if MazeBeans is going to be able to get some more of those resources and maybe close it out here in this game 4.
We'll see if we can get more of those resources. Indeed, it has the gold on deck at the moment. But we know Peli can obviously bring things back in this an instant double up air into double back air. It's even percent Joycey.
Yeah, this is where things get really scary. We have got those gold tools available, a little bit more advantage on the frame data, and the Deadly Diamond has finally arrived. We've really not seen it too much in this third stock. And then, yeah, just using those stones again, them being a little bit harder to break, gave MazeBeans the perfect amount of time to get those diamond tools available to him. And just trying to catch Peli slipping, but beautiful, beautiful spacing from Peli just to make sure that the forward smash didn't hit him.
Oh, but that back air is putting in overtime right now. Throughout this whole set, honestly, Peli is looking for the clutch factor right now. Can he clutch it out?
Yeah, and it feels like even though a lot of these
perfect confirm.
just make me speechless, Peli. Stop me talking, because it doesn't matter the kind of thing I've got to say about MazeBeans. When you're making plays like those, you are showing that this is a damn hot set. Fresh out of the oven, crispy.
Fresh out there. He must have heated up a lot when he was getting scorched earlier with those down smashes and down tilts. He is definitely on fire right now. That was such a great kill confirm from Peli. The sour net into the back air. He always looks out for those.
Yeah,
really clutched that game out there.
And it's definitely one of those things where it's like one of those aces up the sleeve that Peli has when it comes to the character. The fact that it's such like a long, lingering hitbox, and maybe you're, you know, readying the spacing and the timing for, say, the back air, or even like the forward air. But you've got like even just the weakest hit of neutral air is going to be perfect. And you know what? It's time maybe to slow things down a bit. We're on route 209.
That's a very common.
We're having a lovely time. It is game 5 of Winners Finals, but the only players that aren't going to be slowing down, at least in terms of their momentum, are Peli and MazeBeans. The gameplay itself, well, you know, gotta slow down a little bit sometimes.
Slow down a little bit. Obviously, these two have been absolutely back and forth, clutching each other out with crazy kills out of nowhere. Honestly, could not tell who's going to take this game 5 here to advance to Grand Finals winner's side.
Yeah, absolutely, putting you in the safest position to take the whole tournament, of course, and that is going to be in the back of the mind of both of these players. Again, realistically, having to win 2 sets against 2 characters that really, really test your patience and your mental game.
Your mental stamina.
Having to do 2 sets, at least 6 games, is a huge, huge challenge to overcome, and none of these players want to be in the back seat when that Grand Final set happens.
Not at all.
Yeah, the diamond tools are available, but once again, MazeBeans prioritizing getting those tools going. That forward air pixels away from hitting Peli.
Yeah, he kind of like clipped his underside of his feet there with that back air. Really interesting.
Yeah, and MazeBeans once again just trying to go for that forward smash through the blocks, but Peli has got the right idea, and we can see here just trying to break that table, making sure that MazeBeans can't get it for at least a little bit of time.
Rare overextension from the forward smash from Peli there. Oh, but the forward smash from MazeBeans clipping through the blocks.
You know what? If it doesn't succeed, try again on the 5th or 6th attempt. MazeBeans finally calls out that timing, and stellar DI once again.
Oh my lord.
Peli getting the KO, but it doesn't matter when you've got those big old sneakers that Sonic has got.
These back airs have been absolutely ferocious from Peli. Always 9 times out of 10 hitting their mark. However, does find himself at 64%. Like, he's trying to get something climbing now. Does have stage control, but he's trying to get through these blocks. You can dash. No, not quite.
You can see Peli already opted to go for that forward tilt instead of that forward smash on the blocks. I mean, commentator's cuss, I guess. But, you know, just making sure that, you know, I feel like in the back of his head, he knows that forward smash through the blocks, particularly the percent he's at, is going to be a really prominent option. And MazeBeans is using this to his advantage to just get more and more tools. And once again, Peli just avoiding a little bit of death, but you got to mash out of those.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that minecart almost came out of nowhere. Peli going to the depths of the blast zone, but barely making it back. We find ourselves in this situation once more. Sneaks in the up air.
We can see once again MazeBeans choosing to replenish those tools instead of keeping that diamond for the next stock. Maybe knowing a little bit more about the order of resources that are going to come out. Maybe those diamonds are coming a little bit sooner than we're expecting. Yeah. But certainly, it's game 5. That pace is slowing down. You want to make sure that you are as airtight and as safe as you can be in these final few interactions of the set.
There's almost no room for error here at all. What's with that? That's a really interesting interaction with the blocks there. But Peli, it's just these blocks. Yeah, he deletes them right now. Tries to get up here, catching MazeBeans jumping, but the trade not going to be favorable for Peli.
And I'm just clocking as well. I feel like the fact that Steve has, because Steve uses different tools depending on the stage that he's on, the fact that Steve has got to use the pickaxe means that actually replenishing those tools allows you to keep those forward and back airs in check as well.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do when it's like one of your most prominent kill options is end up losing it, because look how much MazeBeans is getting those resources. You don't want to be like, okay, I've thrown out a back air, but I've got another one here and it's ready, and then you're just kind of slapping them with the
exactly.
Like, it's not what you want in this situation.
You see a bit of a trade there happening. I believe like a minecart in the back air or something. But hang on, Peli? Suddenly he's climbing this stock right back. Oh, the back hit misses, no way!
Wow! And then the second hit of the anvil just making sure that Peli's shield is a little bit useless in that situation. But again, they know how vital this moment in the set is. You do not want to be the one climbing from a deficit with 2.5 minutes on the clock. This is a really, really precarious moment, potentially the most fragile moment of the set here, Crispy.
It really is. Things could change on a dime. As I say that, a dash attack just clears Peli's stock. That might be a bad DI, but nonetheless, MazeBeans is going to take that all the way to the bank.
Yeah, Peli being the first one to snap, and now he's got to find that stock fairly quickly. Thankfully, MazeBeans using that double jump to only get the one up tilt, but suddenly the taxman's here, Crispy!
Oh my gosh, but the forward tilt! And he flings MazeBeans into the block and down into the depths of the blast zone.
And that was such a scary situation as well. Really good stuff to Peli for rolling out in that situation, but just
DI out and teching on the up for it. That was genius.
He's saying, just to clarify, I can tech these blocks, and I'm going to do it right now to avoid any kind of follow-up. Only 50% in it with 90 seconds on the clock.
It's like you say, like there can be just like few minute moments can be so fragile and decisive. To decide sets and games, like that dash attack from earlier could be the pivotal moment because it allowed MazeBeans to get the lead and build up some percentage here. As we see Peli at 91%, MazeBeans at 39%, but the back air out of a minecart.
You don't have that Mario Party mash, my friend. And MazeBeans repeating history, getting into grand finals here of Manchester Conquest 9, looking to keep his throne at this tournament series. Scotland popping off for their boy as well.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of fan favourites across all regions here as well. It feels like